Hello, it's me, Obama Keisk. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, I have a really funny reaction video for you today, hopefully. I'm trying to teach people, educate in this video, I guess, while also trying to be funny. So, we'll have both of that. So, hopefully, Kaida here can convince me that the Black Norman Osborn is, like, unneeded. So here we go. This, by the way, the whole Black Norman Osborn is that in an alternate universe in the new Spider-Man television series, animated, Norman Osborn is black. If you don't know, Norman Osborn is a white guy with really good waves, better than any black man. Deep down, I feel like Norman Osborn had to be some sort of like mixed or something. I'm just saying it's kind of like a perfect fit for Norman. That's my personal opinion. I believe Norman Osborn being black is honestly a really good fit. Obviously, this will not change years worth of Norman Osborn being white kind of stuff. Norman Osborn has been white for years. All of his movie adaptations have been white. It's perfectly fine for a television show in an alternate universe, movies to do this kind of stuff. It's not like, oh, gonna do anything. As long as Norman Osborn has the waves, it's all good. Hopefully this will convince me. Let's go.
So what do you think? Does it come in black?
Here we go.
Okay, so immediately we run into our first problem, this dumbass chart. So there's a lot of interesting stuff to understand here. There's a lot of characters in here that he puts up on the screen. This is a lot. For example, Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles compared to the 1987 one or whatever. April O'Neil. I think this is the Jimmy Olsen for My Adventures Superman. Barbara Gordon, Lego, Brown Skin. I think this is from the Scooby-Doo movies, for Daphne or whatever. Then you have, what's his name? Gordon. Yeah, Commissioner Gordon. The truth of the matter is that, oh yeah, also MJ. The truth of the matter is that none of these characters are like affected by when the character gets race swapped in this context. These characters are broad and are simple enough without major defining characterizations for the race to who they are. Like, for example, Black Panther. If we were to make Black Panther white, that would be actually deranged, and we'd have to create a whole new story about, like, Black Panther, right? That would totally change the game. Storm, Falcon, all these kinds of characters. A lot of these characters, blackness are entrenched with them, or other kinds of characters, brown skin. This is basically, so far, a rage bait video. This is stupid. Commissioner Gordon, Jeffrey Wright's performance as in the Batman is really good and and he is a really good Gordon. So the point is that he's mad at race swapping despite the fact that their performances in the movies and the television shows and the series are very good. He uses a lot of straw man arguments too and stuff like that. I think that, oh yeah, this is Electro right here. He's angry at Jamie Foxx's stuff. He's mad that characters are being race swapped for no reason. Black Heimdall is not really a problem. Black Electro's not a problem. None of these are problems. He isn't criticizing the performances or anything. What he's mad about is the fact that the white characters are being turned into blacks or browns or any other minority figures. He's angry at that for some reason. And it's not to say that his anger is like justified, because obviously we haven't heard out his argument at all, but I just want you to know that this image should probably be kept in the back of my mind. So I'm going to do that, and let's just keep going. I'm going to try to keep it on pause for the longest I can to hear him out.
Again, man. Let's just cut to the chase, all right? We're not going to try to make this a fun, entertaining video. I am highly annoyed. I get annoyed when I see characters that are not the way that they have been drawn in the past. I get annoyed when I see black people on the internet clapping, still clapping. Thank you, white man. Thank you for giving me my representation. I never felt like I mattered until you, white man, put me into your cartoon, movie, or video game and made me feel like I was special. I get very annoyed when originality is thrown out the window for sloppy seconds because these people don't have any kind of creativity.
See, okay, so the editing is actually very important, guys. I just want you to know that. Editing is so important. The words he said were over Black Captain America, specifically Falcon. In the comics, he's one of the current Captain Americas. Like over 12 years ago, not Steve Rogers. Well, technically, yes, Steve Rogers basically gave up the mantle to Sam Wilson, Falcon, who became Captain America. He's one of the many Captain Americas. There are multiple Captain Americas. He's one of the major ones. He's been Captain America for years. He's fought in multiple different Avengers. It's a whole thing he got going on. The point is that he's mad. He's saying, "Oh, they're coming back for sloppy seconds." No, nobody's coming back for sloppy seconds over the fact that Black Captain America is showing up in a movie. The fact is that people are happy that Sam Wilson is Captain America because it's like the comic books. You stupid, dumb idiot. Nobody is specifically looking out for Sam Wilson as an ideological kind of thing. Sam Wilson as Black Captain America, of course, to many people who have never read the comics in their life, of course, are going to be happy, and of course are happy that a black guy is Captain America, but it's comic book accurate. It's not unoriginal. It's not sloppy seconds. It's just that they're going by the comic books. This is a stupid video already. You can kind of tell, bruh, that it's going to be like this for a while, where the guy just doesn't know what he's talking about. Hopefully he doesn't talk about the comics for the rest of the video, but if he does, he's actually getting watched here, because I'm a comic book, like, guzzler. Oh my goodness, it's over, bruh, if that's the case. But whatever, man. I'm trying to be very open-minded here, but it's really hard when immediately he starts, like, claiming that, or implying that Sam Wilson as a Black Captain America is for people where they go, oh, for slop or whatever. So let's just keep going, bro.
And time again, we see characters that were either classically white, classically Asian, Hispanic, whatever, and they always get race swapped to black. And I get annoyed because it's lazy.
I think the thing though is that I'm sorry for pausing, but you're gonna have to give examples to a lot of stuff, because in the image that you showed at the beginning was all white people, or white centered people. Oh God, sorry, I'm coughing. White centered people, or white passing, or white people at the beginning of the video, which, that image comes in handy. So immediately this whole Hispanic Asian thing, the whole minorities being turned to black people argument kind of doesn't work here because of that. So far right now we're off to a really rough start. Hope it gets better, but it's not going really anywhere. He's kind of just saying stuff. I'm just gonna keep it on pause for a while.
It is the laziest form of creation in all of existence. I despise race swaps in every facet of their being, because they are nothing but laziness. It's a lazy way of virtue signaling to people like, oh my God, we care about you. You matter. We love you. Shut the fuck up. No, you don't. You're only doing it so somebody can give you a pat on the back. You're only including black people in spaces they were never there because you want pats on the back. It's lazy. I get annoyed every time I see.
Corporations don't care. I'm sorry, dude. This guy, one of the big issues immediately that this guy runs into is the fact that he thinks that people are patting a corporation on the back for doing bare minimum. People understand that corporations are doing bare minimum. Of course, there are people who foolishly think that amoral corporations magically care about people, but they don't. It's kind of obvious. You care very deeply about the fact that if you make something video like this, you can just plead to the black populace, or to a population of different people, or implicitly to the corporation, to stop race swapping and stuff. Hence the we are tired of race swaps title, which is we. Like, who's we? None of us do this. You are basically praying to a corporation to stop doing this kind of stuff. Like, I'm just saying there's nothing wrong with, Norman Osborn being made black at all, really. Norman Osborn's whiteness is not integral to his character. It would be different if it was, then we would have problems, but it's not integral to his character at all. The Green Goblin literally can be any race. Notice how the Green Goblin is multiple people, multiple deformed evil monsters, women, and other groups of people. The Green Goblin has a lot of identities, a lot of people, and literally there's an entire story called the Goblin Nation, which sort of covers this idea of everybody under the Green Goblin literally being a Green Goblin. So, you know, oh God.
It drives me insane. It really burns me. It makes me angry because there are actual things coming from Black creators, Latino creators, Asian creators, whatever, that are making things wholly original, and they're not trying to rip off something else that's established, like taking Captain America, which is Steve Rogers, and giving it to Sam Wilson, who was Falcon, and then giving him a demotion of Captain America because, oh, Captain America is white, and that's the only thing that y'all see as legitimate, so you had to give him Captain.
You're so fucking stupid, bro. Oh my God. Notice how this guy has not read a comic book in his life. It's fair game to say that there are many minority creators making works, bro. It's fair to say that. I'm not disagreeing, and that they need more recognition. Then immediately after, he follows up with the fact that, actually, guys, so did you know that Steve Rogers gave up his mantle to Falcon because the corporation wants to get approval from the Black audience? What? Like, this guy's so dumb, bruh. Never read a comic book in his life. Genuinely has not. This is so stupid. Keep going, bruh.
In America. No, they're creating their own original thing, and then they're trying to.
This is not original, by the way. This is like years worth. This is actually crazy. Captain America is, a bunch of people. This is just so stupid, bro.
Put it out there to the world, and it's going to be hard for those people to make their things and for it to go out because all these companies keep race swapping. And we have another example coming from the classic place where it always comes from, Disney, and in this case the MCU, because that's still
the MCU. Okay, immediately we come off instantly. You see, I would be more receptive to this video if it weren't obviously made by a grifting rage bait guy who does not know how to keep, just let's just rephrase that. I would appreciate this video much more if it didn't come from a grifting rage bait guy. But no, immediately he calls it MCU. The male focused and male dominated Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like, at this point, bro, this is rage bait. This is rage bait. We don't even have to keep watching this, but we're just gonna do it because it's funny. This is rage bait. You can't be serious. Oh my God, bro. This is stupid, dumbass, bro. Oh my God, bro. Whatever, bro.
going. Did you not see What If Season 3?
Listen, you want.
Okay, look, though. Before I continue, obviously Pi is probably a scam. Don't care. I just want to say, before we continue, that What If Season 3 was just bad all around. He thinks that, because it became a women-dominated one, that means we got bad quality like that. We'll go back to good ones when we get good media or whatever. Such a stupid argument, bruh. That's the implicit argument that's going on with that whole image and what he's been saying so far. If Disney rolls back its quote-unquote, at least in his eyes, or at least what we can tell, MCU policies and wokeness and race swapping, we will be back to high quality stuff again. The truth is that Marvel has been making hot doo-doo butter for years, and before phase 4, phase 1 through 3 had a lot of stinkers. You guys remember Thor the Dark World or Iron Man 3, those are pretty bad. You have a lot of pretty not good Marvel movies, right? Beforehand. It's not to say that, oh yeah, you can like them or dislike them. It's up to you. But yeah, we know the Marvel issues that were in phase 1 through 3 were exacerbated in phase 4 and so on. So, obviously that happens. So, this guy is stupid rage bait guy.
want to skip this ad. I would
Skip,
too. But what
skip,
if I told
move,
you
move, bro.
there's
You
a
are
skip ad?
scamming people.
It's doo-doo butt cheeks, all right? It sucks. All right, so we have this from Marvel, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. So let me hit a few things real quick. Throughout the entire trailer, you only see 2 white people.
Doesn't this guy know that Spider-Man lives in New York, a very ethnically diverse city? Jesus Christ. Oh my god. You only see 2 white people. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man is a bad show. This guy's a joke, bro.
All right, my bad. 3, because we got Aunt May in the trailer. We got Peter Parker and we got the bully. And then Peter Parker is a darker shade of white than the bully because you can't have Peter Parker.
What the What? What? Okay, bro.
Parker being too pasty white. We got all these other ethnicities of characters throughout the entire trailer. We got Big Bertha right here. We got the Wicked Witch of the West. And then we got a classic Asian woman that pretends to be a goth. She has to be there. And this is where I lost my fucking marbles, dog.
And I've got to say, in all honesty, it's the biggest piece of dog shit.
But when you get to the end of the trailer, this is where my problem comes in. You have Norman.
No. Your problem was actually from the beginning. The fact of the matter is that for you lose your mind at the fact that there are less white people, bro. You are literally a dog to the whole grifter community. I swear. Let's just put this in perspective, right? Your whole argument is functioning on the fact that black people are acting as dogs to corporations. The truth is that you are literally in yourself getting on your hands and knees, frothing at the mouth at the fact that New York, that Spider-Man lives in, is diverse, has lots of different people in it. And then you lose your marbles that Spider-Man is a slight shade of white that's not as white as Flash Thompson's? Huh? And I just want to say, no, there's no mention of the characterization in sight so far. This is embarrassing. This is so embarrassing.
Norman Osborn, who is now black. And how many times have they done this where they take a character that was either classically white or another skin color and make them black, and then from that point on they are only black? Because if they try to go
No. Commissioner Gordon's still white in the comics. Norman Osborn's still white. Harry Osborn's still white. Peter Parker's still white because you're a whole implicit, he's a darker shade of white, so, you know, that whole thing. And so on. You have a lot of characters who are still white. Bruce Banner is still white, if we wanted to go that far, right? If we had a comic adaptation of Bruce Banner being black. The truth is that this guy is literally on his hands and knees sucking dick for something that doesn't even exist. Like, what is happening? This is dumb. Like, huh? Like, what? Like, the thing is that Superman has been black in other universes, too. Like, Earth 23 Superman from Grant Morrison's Action Comics run, he was like a stand-in for Obama, and Val Zod from Earth 2. Those guys are black. They're still Superman. What's the big problem here? They're not going to magically become black. Like, why are you just claiming this happens? This is dumb. You are dumb. You are like geeking out over nothing. You just made up a whole fantasy.
back, they're going to be called racist. Case in point, Jim Gordon. Ever since they changed Jim Gordon black, he's only been black in all these different interpretations.
This is one interpretation from the show of Caped Crusader, which takes place in another alternate universe. In a time period where it could be possible for this stuff to happen. He's still white in the comic books. Jim Gordon's whiteness or race doesn't particularly matter here, right? They could make him literally any race if they really wanted to, because the race isn't integral. His charming, his grit, everything about Jim Gordon makes him Jim Gordon. If you take away one of these traits, that's not race, for example, you end up without Jim Gordon. Jim Gordon's not a coward. Jim Gordon's the bravest guy that Batman's ever known. Jim Gordon goes through hell and earth to fight evil in a fight for Batman, and he's one of Batman's closest friends, and he's fought the fucking Joker, bro. Like, this doesn't have the race color that Jim Gordon has in this show has nothing to do with the fact that Jim Gordon's core characterization traits are still intact in this show. This guy's dumb, bro.
I got another one for you. Perry White. Ever since Man of Steel, where he got switched to black, he's only been black in all these interpretations.
No. It's not. There's nothing wrong with Perry White. Perry White's race doesn't even. It's the same thing as Jim Gordon, bro. It's just literally the same thing as I said with Jim Gordon. Like, huh? He's still white, predominantly. There's nothing stopping you from going back and watching the original stuff. I'm just saying. And Zack Snyder liked the Perry White actor's performance in Man of Steel enough. Hello, guys. It's called casting. You stupid, dumb idiot. My God, bro.
We even had Batwoman. We had James Olsen. We have knockoff Spider-Man himself, Miles.
Knockoff Spider-Man. There are a million Spider-Mans. You are stupid.
Morales, who was only created because Barack Obama was in office and they said we need a black Puerto.
No, that's not really the whole story at all. Let's talk about Miles Morales real quick. The thing about Miles Morales is that Miles Morales was inspired by Barack Obama. It wasn't made because Barack Obama became the president. He was conceived a few months. Miles Morales was made by multiple people. Brian Michael Bendis was influenced by Donald Glover's appearance in Community, and he saw him in the costume and such. And, there's a lot of other stuff that came involved with this, right? Miles Morales was not just made literally from Barack Obama. He was inspired by the idea because they wanted to re-examine their hero in an alternate universe. Alternate universe! Ultimate universe, bro. Earth 1610. Oh my God, bro. I'm not even gonna disgrace this man anymore, bro. Jesus.
Rican Spider-Man. That is the only reason he exists. That form of.
Yeah, a lot of heroes only exist like that. Captain America only existed because of wartime propaganda like that. Iron Man only existed because of, writers' whims and so on. All these characters come from a certain standpoint, come from existing in all these things. They only exist because a writer saw something in real life or knew something was going on or anything. A lot of Marvel stories are built on these kinds of stuff, on real issues in life, cultural issues, social issues, all these kind of issues, economic issues, and so on. All these heroes would not have been made for these reasons. Godzilla wouldn't have been made. Godzilla, the big dude, he wouldn't have been made if nuclear fallout did not happen to Hiroshima and Nagasaki because of World War II. None of that would have happened at all. So the fact is that he's angry. He's picking and choosing what aspects of things to get mad at. Where he's mad at Miles Morales for existing precisely because Barack Obama was on the cusp of becoming popular. And Miles Morales is a new character, a legacy character, I might add. Legacy characters are basically characters who follow in the footsteps of the original characters, assume the mantle, and so on. You know that? Well, he probably didn't know that. He just mad, bruh. He's just mad.
It's annoying. And there's going to be people saying, oh, it doesn't matter. Colin Domingo is a good actor and he's voicing the character. You are 100% right. So if it doesn't matter, why do it?
This is supposed to be This is like one of those questions or whatever rhetorical questions that they do to like anyone does to try to like silence not silence I'd say, but more like shock somebody. Like it's not very hard to figure out why people do it. It's a landscape where people change, people, creatives of different race, creatives of different genders enter and they want to try different things, right? This is common, very common, you know? So it can happen. And of course, Norman Osborn, for a character that's his race is not integral to the character, it can happen. It went through Marvel, they approved it. They let it happen. Marvel, they didn't have to approve it. They didn't have to at all, but they did. Because his race is not integral to his own character. The Green Goblin can now scream the N-word publicly because the Green Goblin is like insane. The Green Goblin would probably do that anyways, but in a more less joking manner about if the Green Goblin could like say the N-word or the hard R or anything like that. The point is that like they approved it because his race is not integral to the character. They could just do that. If it weren't, well, if it were, actually, I apologize, didn't mean to say weren't. If they were, then, you know, like, for example, Black Panther or Storm, that would never go through. That would never pass. Ever. Sorry.
Nobody can, because there is not one. The only reason you're doing it is because you want people to pat you on the back and for you to feel special about yourself. There's no other reason why. Because if that was the case, y'all wouldn't have a problem if we took Blade and we made Blade white. You wouldn't have a problem if we took Black Panther and we made him Asian.
Yeah, there would be a little problem. You see, Marv Wolfman, when he made Blade, he wanted him to be black. Like, he intensely wanted him to be so. He wanted to be black. Very, very black. That was his entire motivation for Blade. So that would be actually a disrespect to Marv Wolfman, the creator of Blade. The guy who wrote Crisis on Infinite Earths, one of the biggest comic events in history. The whole thing that basically made big crossover events. That's what he wanted. And he got Blade. He did that. And again, as I said about Black Panther, there would be a massive problem with Black Panther because Black Panther's existence is rooted in black culture. It's different with a lot of characters, and it varies for each character. For example, if we wanted to do Danny Rand as Iron Fist, Danny Rand is basically like a play on like blaxploitation kind of stuff, where Danny Rand as a rich white guy goes out of his way to an Asian place or whatever, Asian culture deep and learns all the moves and stuff and becomes, you know, whatever. And there's a lot of drama depending on that. And there's also Lin Lei, so there's multiple Iron Fists. It's the same thing as the Captain America thing. So, you know, this guy hasn't read a comic book, we know that. But we also have to understand here that this guy is just blatantly just saying stuff. I already explained this, so hopefully we don't have to do this again. But it varies on the character. Some characters, I don't mind Norman Osborn being black. Obviously, they probably just did it for rage bait purposes, probably just to like get people like this guy to go actually crazy on screen. But, you know, I'm all for it, I guess. And, you know, it's not to say that this guy's anger isn't, like, unjustified because, like, obviously he's a black man. I'm also black. You can easily just straight up say that this stuff is clearly, like, pandering in a way that, like, does that, like, intentionally diminishes black people in a way. But it's literally just a character being race swapped, guys. Literally just a character, like, changing. It's not character whose race is not integral. So we're gonna have to just like kind of like wrap it up, buddy. Come on. We don't got a lot of time left. Wrap it up. Let's go.
You wouldn't have a problem if we had Storm and we made him a white chick, right? Y'all wouldn't have a problem with that, right? No, you would, because then you go, oh, it's going against the character. But what if I retort with, it doesn't change the story, so why do you care?
It does change the story though. Actually, Storm's whole name would be changed. Black Panther's whole name would be changed. Black Panther's whole Wakanda thing would be changed. Tons of Black Panther stories would be changed. Black Panther would not have the King of the Dead stuff. Black Panther would not have Wakanda in Africa. Major story points, by the way. Wakanda. Let's do this for example, right? And let's just say this for example. So Black Panther and the KKK story arc at Jungle Action, like issues 19 to issue 20 to issue 22. That story would be changed entirely because Black Panther, who is black, does not have a connection or a quote unquote reason to fight the Ku Klux Klan whatsoever. He doesn't have that. So with that in mind, that entire story arc gets scrubbed. Black Panther fights them, but like, if you were to change his race to white or Asian, Black Panther would not have a real and straightforward confrontation with them in such a manner that Jungle Action was trying to tell. It would probably be a way different form of confrontation where they still fight, yes, but it would be way different. Very different. All right, let's keep going because this guy is just dumb, I guess.
Everybody's gonna be like, oh no, you just want to erase black people. So why is it?
No, that's not why. Sure, that's one of the many factors in it, but it's not the overarching reason. The overarching reason is that it's stupid to try to change Black Panther or Storm or Blade. You kind of just can't do that. These are characters whose blackness are integral in a non-diegetic sense or in a diegetic sense. You can't just get rid of it. You just can't. It wouldn't work at all compared to something like Norman Osborn or, other things. Sure, you can have a legacy character. That's different. You can have a legacy Black Panther who's white. Sure, obviously that would be frustrating to like a lot of people like me, but it could be possible. But it's very hard to convince, very hard to make that happen. You could do like, for example, I don't know, Deathstroke, a descendant of Deathstroke, or like, I don't know, Deathstroke, but like his disciple or something, he's black. Yeah, it works. These things happen. Notice how Lin Lei, the current Iron Fist, who is Swordmaster, is a long-standing character in Marvel Comics, then became Iron Fist. He's a legacy character. So it all boils down to how you approach this legacy character stuff and changing a character's race. So, obviously I'm not going to keep repeating myself anymore. This guy's just so dumb, bruh.
Cool one way and it's not cool the other way. It's not. That's the point. Y'all are just trying to pretend like you're so virtuous and you're so much better than everybody else. And
Nobody's doing this, dude. You're just talking to yourself, bro. This is actually just so embarrassing, bruh. I'm just going to skip a little bit ahead. Okay, but he's showing visual examples, everyone. This will be good.
blame racism. They use you as a shield from criticism. When Captain African America comes out in February and it doesn't perform the way that they want it to, they're gonna say people didn't want to watch the movie because they made Captain America black. Instead of acknowledging the fact that you took a character that was a legacy one and you put him on a back burner, and you took a character that was one of the first original black superheroes in mainstream comics, Sam Wilson, the Falcon, and demoted him and gave him somebody else.
This stupid dumb fucks never read comics. Yeah, call it a day. Wrap this video up, buddy. I don't even think I need to finish this. I don't even think I should. I'm just gonna like skip around now. But like at this point, this guy's entire like whole points here have just like fumbled. Never read comic books, so he's just kind of lying out of his anus hole. He kind of just he makes up a bunch of people to get mad at, and he assumes things, a lot of assumptions, and a lot of incorrect assumptions as well, while also praying to corporations to stop race swapping for maximum profit or whatever. So we're just gonna skip ahead over quick. Hopefully, okay, here we go. This is another thing. I don't know what this is. Is this a video game? Like, I don't know. We'll see.
Velgard. They took the entire lore of Dragon Age and shit on it for identity politics because the people creating that
don't care. This is not Marvel, buddy. We're gonna have to move on, buddy. I don't know what this is. So I'm probably just gonna assume that he's like making stuff up about this too, because his channel is like this, and also he's been very incorrect and mostly dishonest for like 6 minutes. So we're just gonna assume that. Let's just go here.
That looks good. They don't have the creativity to do that. So they working on Exodus, and that looks good. They don't have the creativity to do that. So they take something established, they interject their bullshit into it.
He's so mad.
And then
He's
when you
so
don't like
mad
it, they go,
about
"Oh,
what?
you're right." Black man, because I would rather see an original black character and story like The Harder They Fall, which is just a revenge cowboy film, and all the characters are black and they never mention it because it doesn't fucking matter. I'm so tired.
You know, you could like promote the movie yourself. Hello, make reviews, talk about it, find people who like the movie. Not this hard, man. Not everything has to be mainstream. This guy is so dumb, bro. This guy thinks that because people don't talk about a movie at last doesn't mean that there's an audience for it. There is clearly an audience for it. Black people, like-minded, like you, like me. You could make a video about it, uplifting these creators, uplifting the people who made that movie, talking about it deeply, talking about your love for black cinema, talking about original black characters. But no, you just want to rage bait, bro. You just want to grift. You just want to lie about comic books and try to make money, bro. You dumb, bro. We're dumb, bro. Stupid ass video. Get off my page, bro. What the hell? Yo. What a dumbass, bro. I just can't, bro. We're done, bro.